Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Mari. I'm one of the librarians at Portland Public Library in Portland, Maine, and I'm here today to start a new book with you, which is called You Don't Know Everything, Jilly P. It's written by Alex Gino, and they're most known for their book George, which was on several awards lists and other great things. This book, as you can tell by the spine, is actually one of the Maine Student Book Award books from a couple years ago. This book was published by Scholastic Press, who are letting us read it to you today. We're going to start right away with chapter 1. The house smells of homemade tomato sauce when I get home from school, a sure sign that Dad is cooking dinner. Mom lies on the couch, her laptop propped up on her knees. A line of belly white skin stretches below the bottom of her shirt and the waistline of her pants. My baby sister is inside just waiting to join us out here. Mom has shoulder-length copper hair, a small nose, and light brown eyes. I look a lot like her, but my hair is longer, and I'm not pregnant. Dad is sitting in front of the television. His short, wavy hair is black, except for one off-center tuft at the front that's been white since he was 18. His Italian skin is a few shades darker than Mom's and mine. A photograph of a black teen in a blue tank top fills the television screen. She's smiling and Mickey Mouse earrings dangle from her ears. The news anchor introduces us to Ella Davila, age 15, fatally shot in an incident with police in Santa Rosa, California. Details 11. Again, Dad says? This world gets scarier and scarier. No kidding, says Mom. Dad shuts off the TV and turns to me, wiping the concern from his face as quickly as the image on the screen disappears. As if it didn't happen if we don't mention it. So, Jilly, how was school? Nothing special. That's true. It was an utterly boring day. Tests in math, science, and social studies. Ugh, says Dad. Sounds like a bummer. Pretty much, I say, and head to my room. I flip open my laptop and log on to Delacorte. The books in V.A. Delacorte's magically mysterious Vidalia trilogy are my favorite books in the world, and Delacorte is the official website for news and information about the series, as well as for connecting with other fans. I open Young Vidalians, a chat room specifically for kids ages 11 to 13. I'm 12, right in the middle. Officially, that's who the books are for anyway, but a lot of the chat rooms are for people who are 14 or older. It's not fair, but there are lots of adults who read the book too. And how could you blame them? I plan to keep returning to Vidalia as long as I'm able to read. Kids younger than 11 aren't even allowed on the site, but I've seen a few, at least based on the way they type. I got an account on my 11th birthday, and I've been to Delacorte almost every day since. Jillian P. has entered the chat. Hi Jillian P. Bad is great. Profound in Oaktown, Pure Green Elven Girl, and Sword Wielder 42 are already here. Pull up a chair or tree branch if you're a wood elf and join in. Jillian P. Hi everyone. Bad is great. Hi Jay. Pure Green Elven Girl. Hi Jilly. Profound was just trying to tell us that the real hero of Vidalia is Cecil. Jillian P. But he's orange. Everyone in Vidalia has an aura based on how good they are. Generally, good people glow green. People who are more questionable glow yellow. People who are downright evil glow red. And lots of people's auras are somewhere in between, and your aura's color can change based on your actions. Like when the great red rat of Demonicus saved a whole bunch of elves, turned yellow, and was chased out of the ancient rat pack. Profound in Oaktown. I'm not saying that Cecil's all good, I'm saying that he's effective. The books are about what Cecil wants and gets. That's the definition of a protagonist. I should know. Last week we studied them in my literature class. Pure Green Elven Girl. Well, you sure didn't pay attention to when they taught spelling. It's protagonist with an O. Profound in Oaktown. Whatever. You know I'm deaf. English is my second language. Come back to me when you can sign protagonist. Sword Wielder 42. Wow, I didn't know you were deaf. That's cool. Pure Green Elven Girl. Then you must have never been in a conversation with Profound before. He mentions it every chance he gets. He also lives in Oakland, California, and he's black. Sword Wielder 42. So, I'm black too. Pure Green Elven Girl. Nothing. It's fine. He just brings it up a lot. Profound in Oaktown. It better be fine, and yeah, I bring it up a lot. Being deaf and black and Oaktowner is who I am, and I'm hecka proud of all three. Sword Wheeler 42. Yeah, man, black pride. But I've never heard of anyone being proud of being hard of hearing before. Profound in Oaktown. Deaf, dude. Deaf. Deaf pride. Hashtag deaf pride. Hashtag deaf power. Pure Green Evan Girl. This isn't Twitter. You can't hashtag stuff. Profound in Oaktown. I have powers. You don't know. That is great. So who's your favorite character, Sword Wielder? Sword Wielder 42. Who me? Gotta be Verdito or Gwynella. Jillian P. Yes! Sword Wheeler. What? That is great. She's just happy because Gwynella is her fave too. Jillian P. Gwynella is so going to be the first half-troll ever to glow fully green. Profound in Oaktown. Never happened. Profound is like that sometimes. A bit of a downer. Most of the time he's pretty cool though. That is great. So Jay, any word on the baby sister? Jillian P. Not yet. But if she does come soon, my mom might if she doesn't come soon, my mom might topple right over onto her stomach. Pure Green Elven Girl. Babies are so cute. Profound in Oaktown. Have you ever lived with a baby? Pure Green Elven Girl. I'm an only child. Profound in Oaktown. Let me tell you, they might seem cute until you get one. And then you realize that they look just like that, so you won't toss them off a cliff. Trust me, I have 2 little sisters. Sword Wheeler 42. So, twice as bad? Profound in Oaktown. More like 8 times. You have it worse, and you have it worse than me. Jillian P. What do you mean? Profound in Oaktown. Babies cry all the time, even at night. I take out my hearing aids when I sleep, but you can't take off your ears. Jillian P. Well, I'm excited to have a little sister. Anything's better than a pregnant mom. That's when Dad knocks on the door and tells me to log off and get my homework done. Sometimes I wish that I could live in Vidalia, and not just because they don't have language arts homework. It must be nice to know who to trust. Like if someone tells you in advance that your mom being pregnant is no big deal, you would just need a glimpse of their aura turning yellow to know that they were flat out lying. Just like Mom is still flat out on the couch. She skips dinner entirely. She ate a large lunch and her stomach isn't feeling great, so it's just me and Dad and a tray of ziti at the dinner table, looking at each other, wondering when my babysitter sister will decide that it's time to vacate Mom's body. Chapter 2. Macy and I are in the living room making cards for my baby sister-to-be. Mom and Dad are at the hospital now, and I'm about ready to explode, waiting for an update. Macy has black hair and a pixie cut, green eyes, sand-colored white skin, and has been my best friend since 1st grade. I've written Happy 0th Birthday in rainbow colors on the front of my card. I was going to write Happy 1st Birthday, but Macy pointed out that her 1st birthday won't be until next year. I could have just written Happy Birthday, but I wanted to be specific. Do we know her name yet? Macy asks. Nope, they've tried just about everyone in the books, though. Mom and Dad have been tearing apart a book called Finding the Perfect Name for Your Baby for a month, testing out which names sound best with the last name Perillo, which have the best nicknames, which are unique but not too unique, creative but not too creative, simple but not too simple. Naming me was a lot easier because I'm named after my grandpa Julian. Mom hates the name Julia, so I became Jillian Perillo. Well, they've got to make a decision at some point, says Macy. I think they already have. What makes you say that? I got a text from my dad that says picked a name. Have you been holding out on me? Macy raises an eyebrow. I see how it is. You Perillos are all alike. Yeah, but the rest of the text says, I'll tell you it in person. Macy's face folds into a pucker. That's cold, JD. Ice cold. No kidding. JD stands for Jillian's dad. Bet you can guess what JM stands for. I tried calling Macy's mom MM one day, but she looked at me and said, Trisha will be perfectly sufficient, thank you very much. She smiled as she said it, but her point was clear. Trisha it is. I still think of her as Macy's mom, though. Whatever, says Macy. I'll just write, Welcome, baby Perillo. Pass me the turquoise. Turquoise is her favorite color. No one, not even me, is allowed to use her turquoise glitter pen without permission. 18 letters and 2 punctuation marks? That is a lot of precious, precious turquoise ink. I pull out the purple glitter pen and stare at the card I'm working on, trying to find spots that need more sparkle when my phone buzzes. This is it. A text from Dad. Baby sister, signed, sealed, delivered. On my way. She's born, she's born. Dad is coming to get me now. Macy and I get up and do the dance we've named the baby sister slide. First, you put your left hand on your left hip to the count of 3, and the same on your right. Then you shake your hips 3 times, extend your foot out to the side, and swoop your body over to meet it. That's the slide part. Then you shake your hips 3 times, extend your foot out to the side, and swoop your body over to meet it again. That's the slide part, and clap. That's it. So easy a baby sister could do it. You can dance it together in a line, mirror a partner face to face, or if you're like me, go solo in the middle of your bedroom dance floor. When the doorbell rings, Macy and I run for the door. The smile on Dad's face is so big, it makes my cheeks hurt. He throws his arms open and announces, "She's beautiful. Just beautiful. Get over here, Jilly Billy." He picks me up and spins me around. "Hi, Trisha," he says once I'm back on the ground. "Good to see you. You too, Dominic. Congratulations." "So," I ask, "what's her name?" "Yeah, JD, spell it," says Macy. "Emma." The name sounds like a sunbeam radiating off his tongue. "Emma," I reply. "It's lovely." "Well done, JV. Worth the wait." "Thanks, JF." "JBFF." Macy corrects Dad. OISINDIA. Oops, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. That's one of their standards. I'm glad my dad and my best friend get along so well, but right now there's a brand new baby to see, and now is not the time. So I grab Dad's hand and I pull him towards the door. In the car, Dad can't stop talking about what a great job Mom did and how Emma is such a perfect little baby, and he just knows that I'm going to fall in love with her the moment that I see her. He drives into a parking garage as tall as the hospital across the street. We wind around and up the concrete structure until Dad finds a spot in level 3, section B. "B for baby," I announce. "B for baby," Dad confirms. We take an elevator downstairs to cross the road and enter the hospital itself. On the maternity ward, Dad lets me open the door to Mom's room. She's wearing a thin blue hospital gown. I can tell she was asleep because her head jerks up. She blinks a few times before smiling. Her face is pale and her hair is stringy, but the smile in her eyes are bright. "Hey, you two, Emma is sleeping." She nods over to the corner of the room where Emma is nestled inside a plastic and steel crib. I go over to peer in, but all I can see is a mass of fabric with a smoosh of pink peeking out between her hat and her blanket. "Come over here, Jilly, so your mom can give you a big hug and a kiss." Mom groans when she shifts in bed, but she wraps her arms around me, and it feels cozy. I don't want her to let go. I missed her last night and this morning. And even though people have babies all the time, I was a tiny bit worried about her. Maybe even more than a tiny bit. "Oh, these are so sweet," she exclaims when I give her the cards Macy and I made. And Macy used turquoise. We must really rate. Once Mom is done oohing and ahhing, Dad props the cards up on the bedside table. Then he takes a seat right behind Mom, his arm around her waist and their legs pressed against each other. I sit at the foot of the bed. It feels good and family-like, even though we're in the hospital. Mom asks about my day, and I stop talking the moment a small noise comes from the far side of the room. It's something between a gurgle and a yawn, the voice of someone who doesn't know what to say because she's never said anything before. Dad retrieves the bundle of blanket, wrapped to newness, and places her in Mom's arm. "Ready to meet your sister?" Mom asks. I nod like wild and scooch towards the head of the bed. Even scrunched up with bright pink and red blotches on her face, Emma is adorable. I can't believe she's coming home to live with us. "Hi, Emma. I'm your big sister, and I love you already." "Would you like to hold her?" Mom asks. "Yes." Dad hands me a pillow and lays Emma on top of it. We sit on the bed together, tiny Emma in my lap, Mom in Dad's arms, all of us transfixed by Emma's every movement till she falls back asleep. It isn't long before Mom's head starts dropping, too. "Almost ready to go?" Dad asks. He'll be driving me to Aunt Alicia and Aunt Joanne's for the night. Aunt Joanne is Mom's sister, and Aunt Alicia is her wife. Dad will be coming back to the hospital to keep Mom and Emma company. "I could stay too," I tell him. "I don't take up much space, and I'll even go down to the cafeteria to get you coffee in the morning." I love spending time with Aunt Alicia, Aunt Joanne, and their kids Justin and Jamila, but I see them all the time. This is only the first time that I'm meeting Emma. "That's very sweet of you, honey, but only people over the age of 18 are allowed to stay on the maternity ward overnight." "What about the babies? They're not 18-year-old. They're about as far from it as you can get." Welcome to life, Jilly, is all Dad has to offer, along with a tousle of my hair. I swat his hand away. Dad picks up Emma from the pillow on my lap and settles her into the bassinet. Mom blinks a few times and with a grunt sits up higher on the bed. Dad checks his pockets for his keys and phone. All right, he announces. The 6 o'clock special that points west is preparing to head out. All customers, please follow your driver to your transport. I give Mom a careful hug. And would the lovely lady at the station please consult with the driver before departure? Dad leans over Mom and their lips lock. I'm glad that we're alone in the hospital. People who don't know my parents, whenever they see how they kiss, and then they give me a big smile like I should be proud of them or something. To be honest, it's a bit much. On the way out the door, I look back at Mom, her head already falling back on the pillow. Emma's bassinet is too tall for me to see over, but I know that she's curled up inside. I can't wait until they're released from the hospital, and we can celebrate at home together. Chapter 3. Dad doesn't even bother to get out of the car at Aunt Alicia and Aunt Joanne's. He just waits till Aunt Alicia lets me in before heading back to the hospital. Inside, the dinner that Aunt Alicia is cooking smells savory and delicious, like I could snack on the air itself. Aunt Alicia is black, with dozens of straight, long locks running down her back. She's wearing dragonfly earrings and a red headband that's covered in tiny ladybugs. She gives me a huge hug and sets me up on a pile of carrots to chop. The first floor of the house is big and open, with windows on all 4 sides, letting in light and a view of Oakland. One corner of the room, portioned off by a long, low bookshelf, is filled with blocks and dolls and cars and other toys that belong to my cousins, Justin and Jamila, who are 3 and 5. Officially, they're Aunt Alicia's kids from a marriage that she calls the biggest mistake of my life that just happened to include the 2 best things that ever happened to me, to which Aunt Joanne says, number 3 ain't bad. How do you feel about chocolate cream pie to celebrate being a big sister, Aunt Alicia asks me. I give her a giant cheesy grin into the sides of my face heart. I take that as a yes. Yes, I nod ferociously, my jaw banging against my collarbone. Aunt Alicia's chocolate cream pie is like diving into a chocolate sea with graham cracker beach and fluffy meringue waves. When I'm done cutting carrots, I sit at the table and I keep Aunt Alicia company while she juggles pots and pans on the stove. She asks what's it like to have a baby sister, and I tell her all about my visit to the hospital and seeing Mom in a bed that folded up in the middle so she could sit up. Yeah, sure, that's what it's like to have a mom give birth, but what about Emma? Are you excited to be a big sister and show her how things are done in the Barilla home? Yup, I can't wait until she's old enough that I can teach her how to cut vegetables, and then I'll be the head chef, and she'll be my sous chef. Dad calls me his sous chef sometimes. It's a fancy way to say assistant who cuts all the vegetables. Aunt Alicia laughs. Well, there are a couple of steps between birth and wielding a chopping knife, but I'm glad to hear that you're ready to help teach her the ways of the kitchen. Jamila and Justin tumble into the house soon after, with Aunt Joanne a few steps behind. Justin's hair is shaved close to his head, while Jamila's fluffy curls surround her face. They have matching toothy smiles. Aunt Joanne is white, with short reddish-brown hair and purple glasses. She flops into a kitchen chair, while Justin and Jamila run around the table. How was the park? Aunt Alicia asks. Great, says Jamila. I jumped off the swing while it was still swinging, and I didn't fall down. We seed 3 squirrels, Justin says, poking 3 fingers in the air. 3 is his favorite number, because he is 3 years old. Perfect timing, hon. Aunt Joanne puts her arm around Aunt Alicia's waist, and their lips touch briefly. Aunt Joanne is so tall, and Aunt Alicia is so short that Aunt Alicia standing up isn't much taller than Aunt Joan sitting down. Aunt Alicia turns to Justin and Jamila. Dinner's ready, so go wash up. Soon we're enjoying the meal. Jamila scrunches her face at the salmon. Aunt Joanne makes her try it, but she spits it back out and focuses on the carrots. Justin eats everything on his plate and is finished before the rest of us. He loves food. And when Aunt Alicia mentions chocolate cream pie, he literally falls out of his chair with excitement. How you find the time to bake in between your job, the kids, and me, I'll never know, says Aunt Joanne, her face radiating pleasure and pride. And I'll never tell, Aunt Alicia gives a dimpled grin. Aunt Joanne turns to me. On the days that I'm supposed to cook, we usually get shadong. Unless it's Monday, Aunt Alicia says. They're closed on Mondays, and then we get on whatever's on special at Safeway. I have many skills, Aunt Joanne says proudly. Cooking is not one of them. Thank you, Alicia, for gracing us with your talent. Oh, this is nothing. Aunt Alicia waves her hand in the air, but her eyes let us know that her modesty doesn't run very deep. I wish I could have a baby sister every day if it means food like this, I say. It's a good thing your dad's such a good cook, Aunt Alicia says. It's true. Mom makes a good meal, but Dad's the true chef in the family. Your mom's probably going to be exhausted with the baby. She's already been exhausted for the last 2 months. I can only imagine, says Aunt Joanne, turning to Aunt Alicia. I don't know how you did it. So how long after Justin was born did things get back to normal, I ask. Aunt Joanne looks at Aunt Alicia. Aunt Alicia looks at Aunt Joanne. They both look at me, and then they start to laugh. At first, that's a single chuckle from Aunt Joanne, mirrored by Aunt Alicia. Then Aunt Alicia lets out another burst, followed by Aunt Joanne until they're both howling. Justin and Jamila laugh along too, throwing their heads back and slapping at the table with their hands, and even though I'm pretty sure that neither of them have a clue what they're laughing about. Yeah, so I'm going to go with never? Aunt Joanne wipes at her eyes. I wouldn't put it nearly that soon, says Aunt Alicia. Okay, I get it. It'll never be the same again, I say. Couldn't have put it better myself, Jilly Bean. Aunt Alicia picks up her fork and digs into her salmon. When we're done with dinner and dessert, I want to go back to the hospital to see my Emma with her tiny, tiny fingers and her squishy little face. I miss Mom and Dad too, and I text Dad to ask him to pick me up for a morning visit, but he says he'll pick me up at school for an afternoon visit, and that they will be home for good on Tuesday, so I can see them whenever I want. I wonder whether Emma will already look different, maybe a little less wrinkly. I pull Hearts and Arrows out of my bag and flop onto the couch. Hearts and Arrows is the second magically mysterious Vidalia novel. I already read it when it came out 2 months ago, but the third book, Roses and Thorns, isn't going to be released until next year, and I can't wait that long for more. The cover has smooth silver words with bumpy mountains in the background. I love to trace the letters with my fingers. Hearts. Hearts and Arrows is seriously the greatest book I have ever read. It's even better than Swords and Secrets, the first book in the series, which was my favorite book of all time until I read Hearts and Arrows. By the end of Roses and Thorns, Gwynella, the half-troll, is going to glow solid green. I just know it. Didn't you finish that book? Aunt Alicia asks, sitting next to me with her own thick volume. Yeah. You do know that other books exist, right? Yeah, but this one's so good. I mean, Gwynella is the best. I end up rereading the same paragraph over and over. I sped through these pages last time, but now I know what's going to happen. This part's a little slow. I mean, it's still Vidalia, so it's still good, but it's not as great as the other parts of the book. And right now, I've got a baby on my mind, too much to concentrate. I need to talk to someone. Aunt Alicia is deep in her book. Aunt Joanne is running a bath for Justin and getting Jamila ready for bed. Mom and Dad are at the hospital, so I log on to Delacourt and open Young Vidalians. Jilly P has entered the chat. Hi, Jillian P. Profound in Oaktown is already here. Pull up a chair or spin yourself a web if you're a great spider and join in. Jillian P. Where the heck is everybody? Profound in Oaktown. A couple of people just logged off. Profound in Oaktown. The East Coast people are probably asleep all right. Jillian P. Oh, right. I'm not usually on this late. Profound in Oaktown. Where were you today? You're always here on Sundays. Jillian P. I was in the hospital. Profound in Oaktown. Oh, that sucks. Jillian P. No, it's good. My baby sister was born. Profound in Oaktown. In that case, congratulations. Jillian P. Her name's Emma, and she's tiny and adorable, and I got to hold her. Profound in Oaktown. Cool. Jillian P. But now I'm at my aunt's, and I'm bored. Profound in Oaktown. I'm bored too. That's why I was here, even though no one else was. Jillian P. I mean, I love my aunts and all, but I want to be back with my parents and Emma. Jillian P. I hate to complain. Profound in Oaktown. No, go ahead. You should. Today is officially complaint day. What do you got? Jillian P. No, it's your turn. Profound in Oaktown. Okay, how about this? My mom had it out with me because I didn't make my bed before I left for school last Monday. Jillian P. Ugh, making bed is worse. I mean, I'm just going to have to unmake it to get back into it later. Profound in Oaktown. Right? I already gave the big bedroom to my sisters because I stay at school during the week. I should be able to keep my room the way I want it, but she's all upset because my bed is going to sit unmade for a couple of days. Jillian P. The horror. Profound in Oaktown. No kidding. Jillian P. Do your parents complain about shoes on the furniture? Profound in Oaktown. We're not even allowed to wear them in the house. Jillian P. What about when you're in the middle of something important and they make you stop so you can help them move a table or something? Profound in Oaktown. But if you ask them to help you, it's all about how you're interrupting and you can just wait. Jillian P. It's the worst. Profound in Oaktown. No, the worst is when your parents announce that the whole family is going out. They don't give you any warning at all and you just have to stop what you're doing because they're the parents and they say so. Jillian P. The words "because I say so" should be outlawed. Jillian B. So are we just complaining about parents here? Profound in Oaktown. Heck no. Jillian P. Because I want to give a shout out to people who say that Vidalia sounds interesting, but books take too long to read, so they'll just wait for the movies. Profound in Oaktown. I hate those people. Profound in Oaktown. And what's a shout in? It's the opposite of a shout out. Profound in Oaktown. Oh, of course. Then I'm going to give a big shout in to people who read the books but still suck anyway. Elven Girl. The best thing about turning 14 will be that we can go to the other chat rooms and Elven Girl won't be there for at least a year. Profound in Oaktown. She's 11? Jillian P. Yeah, she was telling us one day how proud she was of her username because it looks like the word 11. Somebody asked her what she's going to do when she turns 12 and she had no answer. Profound in Oaktown. I hate her. Jillian P. Me too. Profound in Oaktown. You know what else I hate? Pickles. It's bad enough when they put them on the side of your plate at dinner and you lose a couple of potato chips. But when they put them on a burger, it ruins the whole meal. If I wanted sour veggies, I would have asked for them. Go ahead and leave off the rotten lettuce while you're at it. Jillian P. Well, there you have it. Everything sucks but lollipops. Profound in Oaktown. True story. You know what else sucks? What's that? Profound in Oaktown. I gotta go. Jillian P. That does suck. It was fun chatting with you without, a lot of people here. Profound in Oaktown. Yeah, it was. Good night, Jay. Jillian P. Good night. Profound in Oaktown has left the chat. I'm hungry again before bed, so I head to the kitchen to make myself a JP, PB&J. PB&J stands for peanut butter and jelly, and JP stands for me, Jillian Perillo. Aunt Alicia and Aunt Joanne don't have any berry jelly, only apricot jam, but it'll have to do. I use my patented technique. Someday I'll have to pass it on to Emma. I imagine telling her, first you take out a slice of bread. Whole wheat's okay, but no seeds or nuts or anything. Then you spread creamy peanut butter on half of it. I picture her looking up at me with eager eyes. The left half or the right half? The left, I say. Okay, she'll ask. Which one's my left? I point and she attacks the bread with a peanut butter-laden knife. The bread is a little ragged by the time she's done and she missed a corner, but I don't say anything. This is only her first PB&J. I must have made 1,000. I talk her through the next step. Put 1 tablespoon of jelly, I recommend mixed berry, in the middle of the other half like this. I drop a dollop and spread it out and hand the spoon to Emma for her to do the same. Then you lay another slice of bread on top. Make sure it's not the end slice. End slices are for desperate times. I cut my sandwich right down the peanut butter and jelly border. Some of the peanut butter mixes with some of the jelly in the middle, but that's part of the charm, which is what you're supposed to say when homemade food isn't perfect. I imagine Emma picking up her knife, doing a pretty good job at cutting her sandwich, except for she pushes a little too hard at the end and jelly squirts out the side. And there you have it, a perfect JP, PB&J, I proclaim. Well, mine is anyway. Hers isn't too bad for a first try. Now for the taste test. We pick up the peanut butter sides of our sandwich and toast. To peanut butter. We take a large bite. The proper way to eat a JP, PB&J is to alternate bites from either side. So we pick up the other side of our sandwiches and toast once more to jelly. I'm going to make the best big sister ever. And that's where we're going to end for today. We'll pick up tomorrow with chapter 4. We've been reading You Don't Know Everything, Jilly P by Alex Gino, published by Scholastic. Once again, my name is Sarah Mari. I'm one of the librarians at Portland Public Library in Portland, Maine, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!